Most people fail at big goals, not because they don't work hard, but because they focus on the wrong things. We have been told that success means massive action, extreme discipline, and relentless motivation. But what if I told you that that is not true? Yes, the real secret is not in big moves, but in small, effortless habits that you repeat every single day. And the best part, once you understand this, you can completely change your life without overwhelming yourself. Let me show you how. Most people think that if they want to change their life, they need to bring massive and dramatic changes overnight. They'll set big goals, say wake up at 5 a.m. every day, lose 20 pounds, build a 6-figure business instantly. But what really happens is that they burn out, they lose their motivation, and then they tell to themselves that they have failed. Here's the truth. Big changes don't stick because they rely on willpower, and willpower is unreliable. It fades, it fluctuates, and when life gets hard, it's the first thing to leave. That's why so many people start off so strong but never follow through. The real problem is not that you're not working hard enough, but you are focusing on the wrong thing. Instead of chasing big transformation, what if you focused on something much smaller? Something so small that it almost feels effortless. That's where the hidden power of small habit comes in. Once you understand how this works, you'll see that the tiniest shifts can bring life-changing results. We often think that success or failure happens in a single dramatic moment. But in reality, it's not one big action that shapes our lives. It's the small, consistent habits that we repeat every day. As Guru Nanak Dev Ji beautifully explains in Japji Sahib, Punni papi aakhadna kar karna likh le jao. This means that who we become is not determined by what we say we will do, but by the actions that we repeat day after day. So every little choice that we make, no matter how small, is shaping our destiny. Think about this. If you pour a single drop of water on stone, nothing happens. But if you let that water dripping over the stone, over time, you'll see that it can carve through that solid stone. That's the power of small, repeated actions. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, shares that if you improve by 1% every day, you'll see that you'll improve 37 times by the year. It doesn't need massive changes. It just needs small, consistent steps. Skipping one workout may not seem like much, but repeated over time, it affects your health. Reading one page of a book every night may seem small, but in a year, that's dozens of books. Taking a moment to pause before reacting in anger, one may not change much, but repeated over time, it transforms your relationships. The lesson: you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji's wisdom teaches us, our actions, no matter how small, leave an imprint on our soul. Now the question that you need to ask is, are your actions that you are repeating every day, are they leading towards the life that you truly want? Now that we understand how small habits can shape our lives, the real question is how to make them work for us instead of against us. So here are some practical steps to help you start building powerful habits to create lasting change. Start smaller than you think. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is setting huge goals, and then they feel overwhelmed. The secret? Shrink down that habit to something ridiculously easy. For example, want to start reading? Commit to one page every day. Want to start exercising? Just begin with one push-up every day. Want to meditate? Begin with just 30 seconds. Small wins build momentum. When you make it easy, you are more likely to show up consistently. And remember, consistency beats intensity every single time. Anchor new habits to existing ones. One of the best ways to create new habits is to attach them to something that you're already doing. This is known as habit stacking. After brushing your teeth, do one gratitude reflection. After making your morning coffee, read that one page of the book. After sitting at your desk, take 3 deep breaths. When you tie new habits to familiar routines, they become an automatic over time. Make it effortless. We often rely on motivation, but discipline beats motivation and environment beats willpower. So, you want to eat healthier? Replace all that junk food and keep fresh fruit and nuts on your counter. Want to work out? Lay your workout clothes the night before. Want to spend less time on your phone? Keep your phone in another room while you are working. Design your surroundings so that good habits become your default choice. Focus on identity, not just goals. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I am a reader. Instead of saying, I want to exercise, I want to become fit, say, I am the type of the person who exercises regularly. When your habits align with the person who you believe you are, they become effortless. And every choice that you make is a vote for the person who you are becoming. Track progress and reward yourself. What gets measured gets improved. Yes, I repeat. What gets measured gets improved. So keep a simple tracker. Did you meditate today? Mark it. Did you drink water the first thing in the morning? Mark it. Did you write for 5 minutes? Mark it. And don't forget to celebrate small wins. Even a simple yes, I did it can create a positive association, making you more likely to repeat the habit. Be patient. The compound effect takes time. Remember, big changes come from small actions that are repeated every day. You may not see the change in a week, but stick with it for a month, for a year, for a lifetime, and you'll see life-changing experiences. As Guru Nanak Dev Ji reminds us, actions repeated over and over again get engraved on the soul. Your daily habits are shaping your future, so choose them wisely. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video, it's this. You don't need massive effort to change your life. All you need is small, consistent action towards your goal. Every habit that you repeat is like a tiny drop of water. Alone, it may seem insignificant, but over a period of time, that same water can carve out rivers. It can shape the mountains and create an entirely new landscape. That's the power of small habits. Remember, start small. Make it so easy that you just can't fail. Second, be consistent. Small actions every day often beat big efforts once in a while. And third, trust the process. Your habits are planting seeds, and in time, they will bloom. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself every day. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that you have completely transformed your life. So tell me, what one small habit are you going to start today? Drop in the comments and let's build this journey together.